First thing first, please understand that although the term weakness is here, it's not a weakening question, it is an assumptions question. Read it closely. It is about finding out an assumption which forms a weakness in the college representative's response. So we have to identify the assumption in this reasoning, and remember, an assumption always strengthens the argument. So in case you approached this question thinking that you have to weaken this argument, you would end up choosing an answer choice that does opposite of what it is supposed to do. So expectation from the answer choice is to identify an assumption here, something that strengthens this reasoning. Answer choice A is about no discrimination against international students. This is not about housing policy as such. It's a generic statement, and therefore this goes beyond the context of the argument. This should be eliminated. Look at answer choice B. This is also a generic statement. See, the argument here depends on two things: names and grades. Unless these are talked about, it is very difficult that an answer choice would be an assumption that forms an inherent weakness. So B is generic. This should be eliminated. Look at answer choice C. Now, if first names and grades are the only factors considered and it is not possible to recognize nationality by the first name, that means that this argument is strengthened. On the contrary, if it were possible to identify nationality by looking at one's first name, then this reasoning would be badly weakened and the argument would go haywire. So yes, if the claim of fairness is dependent on first names and grades, then it is being assumed that nationalities cannot be determined through first names or grades. This is a very fair assumption. Look at answer choice D. This is a weak answer choice. Yes, there should not be exceptions for all of this to hold, but that's not the main point. The argument depends on first names and grades for allocating housing, and answer choice D doesn't address this reasoning. A very weak choice. We already have a better choice in answer choice C. D can be eliminated. E is the biggest trap here. Many students will choose answer choice E, especially those who thought that this is a weakening question. This is not a weakening question. Please think, if grades are different, it may be possible to look at grades and differentiate between international and domestic students, and therefore this argument would be weakened. An assumption does not weaken the argument, it strengthens the argument. If you felt that this is a weakening question, in all likelihood you would have picked this answer choice. Yes, it would be a fine answer choice if this were a weakening question, but it is not a weakening question, it's an assumption question. What is being assumed is in fact that it is not possible to recognize nationality by looking at grades. This answer choice is doing opposite of what it is supposed to do. C is the best answer choice here.